Howdy, Capper. Tangle Towers. Well, Tangle Tower. Even though there's two spires, apparently it's all one tower. Welcome. How is your day going? This game. It's all a trick. Howdy, Snow. I'm doing well. Hope your day is going good. Title screen music's a little on the creepy side. But you got to establish this atmosphere. Don't you know? Alrighty. We got everybody but Professor Pointer's suspicions opened up. And we've actually completed 2 suspicions, Penny and Poppy. I think now we're gonna go talk to Flora, see if we can unlock the professor's suspicion. Then we will have talked to everybody as much as we can, as far as I know. This ought to go quick, because she doesn't say a whole lot. Let's ask her about herself.
Anything we should know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window?
Guess not.
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nah.
Nice try.
She'd rather just stand there and let that hair billow around.
We spoke to your daughter, Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Was that an acknowledgement?
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Were you close with Freya? How are you two related?
Flora looks like somebody from Coraline.
Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh,
Just
she's listening.
Throw that in there. Did you kill her? I haven't seen Coraline, though I do want to.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know.
How can you be friends with somebody who doesn't even talk?
Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Fillmore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
Well, if you're not actually taking notes, why are you constraining yourself to doodling in the margins? You got a whole blank page to doodle on. I imagine all of this is going to be the exact same dialogue, but for completion's sake, we got to do it. And sometimes she has a cool hair animation.
Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora?
It's a feather.
Some people have been saying it's a knife.
It's a feather.
Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty? Is this your gramophone?
Do you know why it's cracked? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who are the other people next to you? What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
Canoe be like, I hate Flora. Well, Canoe hates most characters, I think. He hates any character that isn't hateful to others, I think.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter? Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was going to say something there.
I keep wondering if we've missed a couple things. I don't like this empty space down here. Don't talk me angry. She doesn't even look angry. She's about the most emotionless lump I've ever seen.
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Just plain no talk. Although those eyes are awful squinty.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general? Do you know anything about this beetle?
Alright. So we gained absolutely nothing out of that. But we still need to do her suspicion.
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
It's not a knife.
It's not a knife.
I've been saying
We need
that
a
the
clue to
entire
compare
game.
with the painting.
I'm sure y'all are
Something
tired
to
of hearing me say
explain
that.
what that knife shape actually is.
Bird book.
Let's take a closer look at this.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-dip bird.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-dip bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink-dip bird is red and white too?
Yep, right here.
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
Alright. Total guess. I don't think this is right, but let's see.
The ink
It is.
bird was
Bam.
Flora's pet,
Howdy,
so
matey.
she kept a single feather to remember it by.
She kept the bird as a pet. And it died?
Maybe it flew away.
Just passing through. Well,
Flora spends all her time
thanks for
staring
popping
out the
in,
window.
Mieti.
Either
It's
way,
good to see
she
you.
kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
Are
All
you
right.
headed to bed,
So
Mieti?
she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
Probably the egg.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty.
Alright, Mieti, you have a good night. Rest well, and we'll see you later.
Flora?
Is she gonna talk? She finally got something to say.
She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
Drawings of Flora and a small bird. There is a handwritten message on the back. Oh, this is adorable. What is that game? This is Tangle Tower. It's a sort of a mystery game, a detective game, I guess. We run around, look for clues, talk to people, and we have to figure out a murder. There's a handwritten message on the back that says, "These are for you, love, Freya." So Freya was killed while painting a picture of this lady, Flora. And we're trying to figure out exactly what's happened. So we got another clue. As I suspected, we were missing at least one more clue. Yeah, the art style is very nice. The music is also really nice. And the animations are really good too, except for Fifi, who has a weird eye on the side of her head.
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
Alright. Since we're talking about Fifi, let's go visit Fifi. Mieti needs to see Fifi and her weird eye thing. There.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10.
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
Looks like it's got all kinds of stuff in it. Look at all this. It's not a diary at all. Someone else's diary? It's Fifi's diary, and she has written it. I'm gonna say it's not a diary at all, even though I have no idea.
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
Okay. We're going here.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
We're going for this one then.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
So I've got no idea about this diary. I have no idea where to go on this one. Something to compare directly with the secret diary. Handwriting? I don't know. There's a star on this diary and there's a star on this tape. But maybe we compare the letter to that, but we can't even open the diary yet. Let's try the correct tape. Maybe it's Poppy's diary.
That's not it.
Maybe not.
That's not it.
Okay. I am admittedly kind of grasping at straws on the diary. What do we think? Howdy, Lee's Pizza. I'm doing pretty well. How was you? How about this crumpled paper?
That's not it.
How about not the crumpled paper?
We need a clue that's got a connection to this one.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see what you said about it.
That's not it.
I have absolutely no idea. There. That's it right there.
Let's take a closer look at this.
The secret diary. This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belongs to Freya.
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
I think if I had an angel and a devil on my shoulder, it would be Luth and Kin, respectively. I don't know. Kinu and I get along better than your typical angel and devil on your shoulder. Why would I do either of these things? I missed what they said. Hold on. Why would Fifi be hiding Freya's diary? why. Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary. Maybe?
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Sweet. Did you see Emperor's New Groove? The Devil and Angel are a tight crew. I have seen Emperor's New Groove, but you know what? I don't remember a single thing about the Devil and Angel.
Finally. What's in there?
Yes. Let's see. Secret diary. It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. She's talking about that big red and black painting. Soul Bear works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Interesting. I don't know what that means at all. I understand this first bit. I found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple. Compared to the harp, I saw them all 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. Probably talking about Flora. Okay. So we got new stuff from the secret diary. That's everything on... Oh no, it's not quite everything. I need to ask her about this.
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother. Like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
She's unsure about that. Alright. So let's go talk to Felix. Wake him up from his little nap.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
Murder. It's not the right color. It has the wrong lid on. I think this. I think it's not Felix's paint pots. I think it's Freya's.
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
Alright, Mieti. Rest well. We'll see you later. Have a good night.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Let's. What's the connection between these 2 clues? Is this it? Is this right? I don't know, let's look. Oh yeah, see? Because the label on this one is different than the label on this one. Also, the bottle's the wrong shape.
Freya's red
Got
paint
it.
pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya Supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Murder. I played the game preceding this one in the series, and I wasn't super impressed. There was a whole lot of repetition on it. The characters were still kind of cool. As a matter of fact, Sally in this game appears in the game before this one. This is actually the third game. The first game was a Flash game on that Armor Games site or whatever. The second game, I think, pretty sure it's on Steam. But this is the third one. The second one's about in the swamp. And there's a lot of connections in between that second game and this one. Let's see. This red paint pot contain no red paint. No, the first one's totally unnecessary. I do suggest playing, well, I can't even remember what the name of the second one was. Oh, the second one was just called Detective Grimoire. It's worth playing mainly as a setup for this game. It's still good. It's just that that game becomes really repetitious. And you're just going through motions most of the time. This one's it's a lot more polished. You can tell they put a lot more work in this one. The dialogue is not nearly as samey as the first one. It has more interesting puzzles. It's far and away much, much better than the second one. But this is definitely worth playing. I mean, even if you've seen it here, it's worth playing on your own. Why is Felix stealing Freya's paint relevant to the murder?
This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's
Oh,
definitely something.
right.
Right.
The blood in my
Fine.
paint pot.
Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint.
Right.
There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know, perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, Well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be
Preposterous.
red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened, seemed a bit, insensitive.
Howdy, Sleepy Gengar. I really do like all the art in this game. Alright, it's time to interrogate Hawkshaw.
This little microscope thing?
This ought to be good.
You said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense, if you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course, I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry, we already worked out what you're searching for.
We have? I think I knew at one time, but I don't really remember. Was it that? No, it was something that was in the egg, I think. Maybe?
That's not right. That's not right.
Hmm. I thought I had this worked out before. Howdy, hamster. What has Hawkshaw been hired for? It wasn't this.
That's not right.
On that. Did we figure out any stuff? We're running through the suspicions now. So far, we've only figured out stuff that we kind of already knew. Like, we confirmed that this is not a knife, it's a feather from the inkjet bird. We confirmed that Felix swapped out the red paint pot. And we got into the secret diary. maybe this?
That's not right.
No. Probably something to do with Fitz or the greenhouse.
That's not right.
Yeah, I'll get it here in a minute. I thought I knew what it was she was looking for at one time, but I've forgotten. I've completely forgotten. We'll just stumble upon it, or I'm going to remember it, one or the other.
That's not right.
Unless it's whatever this is supposed to be.
That's not right. That's not right.
Okay, it's here. You've filed your nails into points. That's interesting.
That's not right.
Alright, we're gonna do this the easy way.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
Because I don't remember
That's not
what I
right.
was thinking. Already tried the egg.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
It was...
That's not right. That's not right.
It was the professor that hired her.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
This is hers, so she's not looking for that.
That's not right.
We already did that, we already did that, we already did that.
That's not right.
None of this is right.
That's not right.
Alright, we're running out of stuff.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
That's not right. Howdy, Skull.
That's not right.
Already tried this.
That's not right.
Is it this? Isn't this like the last thing? It is. Dang
You're not
it.
as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
Yeah, I am.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He's not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse.
Aksha doesn't know how to use it. Because it's not a microscope at all, according to Fifi. Why does this Markiplier looking dude keep backseating you? You're not the only one that has called Grimoire Markiplier. See, Capper said he was Markiplier looking too. It's not a microscope at all.
It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
The handheld microscope. According to Hawkshot, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens. So Hawkshaw lied about it? Is that right?
The handheld microscope, according to Fifi,
Fifi
uses
stole
a
it.
telescopic lens, so
a thief.
Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, Why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did
Story
you
time.
aspire to become?
A detective? Naturally.
Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure, but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me. And so, I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
Yeah.
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect is your murder victim.
That's interesting. Freya's a dirty, rotten thief. And Fifi's in on it, too. I don't know any of that. Alright, well, that's interesting. Okay, I need to go back up here. So we gotta talk to Felix about this new clue we got.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it?
Seems likely. It's probably dead. Dead bird. Super dead. I already talked to her about it. Like I did the dog and the robot and the tree. Don't forget the tree. And the fox. Don't forget the fox. There you go. Anything else you can remember that I've killed? Destroyed?
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see.
I see. Crafty with a hammer. That's true. I remember that very well. Took a clip of that one, 'cause that was hilarious.
How sweet.
Okay. You're gonna kill us this Saturday. It's possible. If death is available, it might happen. I mean, death is in the name of the game, so
It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad.
how sad. Penny's Capper's favorite. Oops.
Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it.
We've all been wondering, where is that bird? He's shaking. He's twerking over there on that telescope. Thick.
Did Freya draw these?
Yeah. There's a note in the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
Alright. Let's talk to this.
So, Fitz. I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. Holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else. This is what I think.
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
This thing?
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
Is there a reason for Fitz to go up Pointer Tower with the trowel? To look after potted flower in Penny's room? Maybe? Maybe? Shovel couple's gift. I bet this guy fits your suspicions. Unlike the previous game, I've got ideas about various things that's going on, but I don't have a suspect yet. I don't have anybody pinned down just yet.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
The soil in this potted fruit, maybe? It's the same as the soil in this thing. Soil is made by Fitz using water from the lake around Tangle Tower. Unique blue soil to grow all his plants. Soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color.
Let's take a closer look at these.
Let's.
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse.
Got him.
Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
Something
It took me
Hamster
a long
pointed
time
out
to
last
breed.
time.
I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
I don't know, Hamster. Because it's a tiny picture of a plant. Super tiny. And I don't go in and look at Penny all the time. Maybe that's why. I still don't know what to do with this.
A little chart of... Actually, I have no idea what it's about. Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Still don't know what to do with this.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
Bell, some lips, keyboard, bird. Let's go look at the music room and the birdcage.
Let's come back later.
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
Evil.
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
Penny even has a reflection.
Let's come back later.
Penny has a... Oh yeah, back here. Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Did I ever look at this
A
book?
little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
That butterfly is absolutely evil. I mean, look at the eyes on its wings. Could that not be evil? Trying to make connections between these rooms and some of the symbols on the heart. Not really seeing anything. Does the game not tell you what to do? Not really at the moment. What's this? We should search the astronomy tower. Okay. We popping off? I don't know. Are we? Is there anything we haven't talked to him about? Not really.
What is it?
Ah, it's clearly some kind of large device.
You're not wrong. We already solved it.
Okay, so this is where we found the golden needle thing.
There's something kinda... I just expected a bit more from
Oh,
it.
does it not compare to all the other? A bell jar. It's
What do
empty.
people normally keep in
Other
them?
than bells, you mean?
Huh.
Every astronomy tower needs a telescope.
I want to try.
I don't think we did this. Why is he taking a peek at Flora?
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Maybe it's glued down. Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
We should check that next time we're over there.
We should check that. Nobody's bothered to fix this door yet.
I can just about see the gramophone. You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle. I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges. It's the tower opposite this one. It's the tower opposite this one. The rooftop garden is right underneath Flora's window.
We looked at the plant, we looked at Flora, we looked at the easel. Looked at the window. I don't think there's anything else we need to peek on.
It's too dark back there. I can't really see anything.
It's the tower opposite this one. Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Let's go now. Let's talk about Pointer and him peeping in on Flora. It's suspicious.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
I think you're a peeper creeper. You discovered a meteor is headed straight for Earth. No, you're not really interested in astronomy at all.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
What is Pointer actually researching?
That's not it.
A gramophone? Probably not.
That's not it.
What is this dude after? Well, this was found in his tower here.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
Pointer's telescope. actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're
Ew,
accusing me of
entomologist,
what?
gross.
Spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Did Freya
Might
steal
not
the
have been
golden
Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen. Incredibly rare. Valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around. Both towers and in the gardens, too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark. The telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, everything but that one thing. Uh-oh, what's this?
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene.
Let's go now. Ooh.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.
Sure. Let's go. Oh, we gotta stop here. This is new.
This wasn't here before.
What is it?
It's mine.
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
There's a note stuck to the back.
What does it say? Grimoire?
Ah. This is my new friend. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck, you two. Freya. I got a crab. Okay. Hope I enjoy him like Ham does his. Well,
What do you think? Is it really from her?
I've never had crabs before, so
How can it be?
totally new experience for me. Maybe I'll ask Keemstar for
Why don't we
pointers.
check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
oh, it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Let's keep this to ourselves for now.
What if she's not dead at all?
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
What if she staged the whole thing by pouring out the blood from that ink pot and then just like laying down or something? Is it a typed message, though? Where does it say that? Maybe this is just how Freya writes. Extremely neat letters. Alright. We've got a few more things to do. this? The attic. Whoa, scary.
What's in that little box? I bet it's bones.
Bones.
A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it.
But I want to see the bones.
It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh. Just dusty junk.
Dusty junk. I hate it when my junk gets all dusty.
Just dusty junk. It's a statue of a wolf, standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
A werewolf?
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here.
Yeah. My junk doesn't get time to get dusty.
Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed. Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
Pretty suspicious.
Sally, you don't have a dust allergy, do you?
No. Do you?
Let me put it this way.
Tush!
Where's that light coming from?
Well, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
Well, what do you think it is?
Is that what I think it is?
You sneeze.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda.
Does that mean by extension snow is Markiplier? That's a hell of a stretch right there.
Nothing catching my interest.
I'm sorry.
Kinda.
Just dusty junk.
Is that what I think it is? Dusty junk. Just.
I feel like there's
Dusty
gotta be a clue up here.
Okay. Well, we can't leave till we find this clue.
What is that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
I guess I found it. Real thingy. A brass reel with a screw at the top. Coil around the reel is a length of fine red rope. Can we leave now? We gotta go talk to everybody about this new thing.
Do you know what this is?
Guess not.
What is it?
We don't know.
No, it's
We
real.
were really hoping you would.
My friends, shed your hope and let it fall free like sandbags from a hot air balloon.
That's
What?
the most depressing idiom I've ever heard.
That made no sense.
Is this yours, Fifi?
I do not recognize it. And besides, I would have no use for such a thing. Perhaps it could be used to hang wet laundry?
Was that a joke?
Yes.
Haha, hilarious. Well done, Fifi. Brought the house down with that one.
What is that?
I'm not sure. It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
Bits, do you know anything about this real thingy?
I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Me 3. Oh, sorry. I thought you said me too.
Talking to Poppy is so depressing.
Where did you find this?
It was in the attic.
Oh, huh. I forgot we even had an attic. Yeah, it's mine.
Play it.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
See if it... Does that do something to my crabs? Oh, it excited my crab. As if talking to you is such a blast. Well, that ain't for me to decide, I guess. Alright. Okay, good. It's listing the shape up here for us. That's good. It's a ditto.
Is that for sewing?
Maybe?
We have no idea.
How curious.
What's this? Is it a clue?
We don't actually know. But Grimoire picked it up, so now he has to pretend it is.
I did
That's
notice.
how it works.
But I'm saving it. I wanted to ask everybody about the real thingy first.
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
Okay, so we know what this is supposed to be now. Okay,
Let's come back later.
we'll have to figure the rest of it out. Pretty sure this is just going to tell us to go to the garden.
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
Let's see. Well,
Blood from the paint pot
No.
was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to hide the evidence. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
was Freya stabbed by a knife? Why was there blood on the painting?
from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
It could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
The angle of Freya's wound
Thoughtful,
suggests
Sally.
she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with the painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
A model of Felix was replaced by a feather found outside to prove the existence of magic. You know, it's a really good thing that there's no dialogue for each of the wrong answers, or I'd be going through every one of them. So, count yourself lucky. Didn't it say something about going in here earlier? I don't remember.
It's another little statue.
He's playing a lute this
He's
time.
also...
No, they're not partying, they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
We hear some kind of melody by the main entrance. Oh, the bell. Yeah. That's the doorbell.
Does this count as being outdoors?
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
And especially fancy.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Bird diagrams. Hand-painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff. Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
Still evil.
They're bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
We've got the doorbell and the piano. We still need the bird in.
We already solved it.
Oh, that's where that was.
Looks like nature and rude.
Rude nature. Rude.
That bed. It's like something from...
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe...
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the...
I'd forgotten about that.
That bed. It's like...
Does it feel...
No, you're
It's
right.
not coming from the bed.
Right, what was our light bulb? So did we hear something about by the lake's edge? Like here? Or here? The bird bath? Okay. So lastly was the lips. Where would that be? Up here?
We already solved it.
Alright, give me a hint. Flora's Tower. Okay. No, not there. The gramophone, maybe? One of the tapes?
It's piano music.
Huh? Pretty spooky.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Here we go. Alright, cool.
That's all 4 melodies, I think.
So, what do we do with them?
Should we go back to the gardens again?
Oh, this is the gardens. I thought I was talking about the rooftop gardens.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be able to solve this now.
No kidding. This one. This one. This one. And this one.
That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Oh, good. We get to go inside the monster mouth. This wasn't scary enough.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Underneath. It's the bug room. We found the bug room.
Thirsty? Bugs. Big ones.
Big bugs.
Looks like they're made of metal. It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold. A
Captain
cracked
likes
glass
bugs.
tank with 9 little rooms. Each one has 1 or 2 insects inside. I can't tell if they're still alive.
I like that you called them rooms.
Well, Camper's gonna like this bit then.
This place would never pass a fire safety inspection.
Bugs.
Forensic Entomology, Volume 3.
That's an incredibly specific area of study. What's in there?
Bugs.
Nine beetles. All different, all dead.
All dead.
Poor little guys.
There's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean. 9 beetles.
Poor little guy.
There's a bunch of... It's mostly numbers.
Poor little bugs.
It's a little diagram of a beetle, with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
Nine beetles.
Poor little guy.
There's a bunch of... It's mostly numbers.
Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it? Weird looking safe.
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
Diagonally slide the latches until they're in the correct position. Okay. So... I guess we gotta hook up this thing. We gotta hook up the key to the lock. So this thing next, perhaps? Maybe not. So... This had to be something like this. This is odd. Very odd. That gets it there.
I got it.
I got
I'm
it.
impressed. Anything inside?
Yeah, more research.
Ah, we know what goes here. And it's our friend, the swamp monster from the second game. But I don't recognize this. A folder containing research notes and diagrams. 1. Our unique flora and fauna is the byproduct of a number of as yet unidentified chemicals. 2. And this has got something to do with those chemical symbols in the whatchamacallit, I bet. These chemicals are continually present in the water, forming clouds and filling the quote-unquote lake. This causes a variety of mutations in plants and animals. And 3, smaller creatures such as arachnids, insects, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemical may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals remain completely unaffected. Interesting. Ooh, another thing.
Whose research is this?
Just walked by some cheese your sister shredded that smells so bad. Really, I love cheese. I like most kinds of cheese.
It's a hatch.
But we're already in the basement.
Depends on your perspective.
Let's not go down just yet. We still haven't explored this room properly.
I'll get to you in a minute,
What
Sally.
a mess.
Any idea what this is all about? This looks like it was drawn in a hurry.
Didn't we see those same symbols in the greenhouse?
Yep.
Reminds me of the chart from the library.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
The one from the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a periodic table?
It's a weird periodic table.
No. But it does kind of look like one.
What are those symbols?
They're alchemic symbols. Mostly based on the planets, the sun, the moon, stuff like that.
Huh.
Molecular stuff. So do we get that as a clue or anything?
Forensic Entomology, Volume 3.
That's an incredibly specific area.
What a mess.
Any idea what this is all about? Is that a periodic table?
No, but it does kind of look like one.
What are those symbols?
They're alchemic symbols, mostly based on the planet.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh. Alright. What's up, Sally?
This is some seriously in-depth research.
That's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
Fits like a glove.
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who is he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Huh. Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle. Maybe? In the underground laboratory, maybe?
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why?
Got him.
Because it's rare?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
We're done.
Ready to go down? Again?
Lowest level. It doesn't get any more lower than this.
Gives off kind of a dungeon vibe.
What do people actually use chains for?
Chain things.
Nothing good.
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Oh, but there's more. They're also damp and empty.
The Beetle Dungeon.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks, and a green hat draped on top for good measure.
Basements don't normally have windows.
Kind of what I was thinking. I think this just looks out into the lake, maybe?
We're at the bottom of the lake. We must be.
Right. But if that's the lake bed, why does it look like that?
Like what?
White, smooth, no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
A single book on a little makeshift table.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Children's book. Mists of the Sea and Sky. A children's picture book. Looks very old. The Ink Dip. An elegant bird with red and white plumage. The Silver Snake. An aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. Looks like a dragon. The Soul Bear. A crab with 3 differently sized claws. The Amphobe. A frog-like creature walking on 2 legs. Okay.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
That poor picture.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
Sleek but sturdy metal rod has been stabbed into a photograph. The rod has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow or the hand of a clock. It's a small loop at the back with a short length of red rope attached to it, just like from the real thingy. The metal is perfectly clean and polished. Okay. Okay.
So what's the photo?
It's Felix and Flora. Or maybe this... I don't know, she looks really young. Shows a young girl, a large man sitting next to her. Around them are several red and white birds. A metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest.
Do you know who it is in the photo?
Sort of.
There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
It's a map. Misted Mansion. North side cross section. Before the towers got added, apparently.
Hold on. Have we been to all of these rooms already?
Bedroom study. I don't remember this study.
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
How did we miss it?
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
Misted Mansion cross section. Roll of parchment on which the plans for the grand mansion have been drawn. A horizontal line marks where the lake was before, and a second marks where it is now. The mansion has been built on top of a large structure above the lake, supported by pillars. Freya's room is listed as storage. A room labeled study is in the center.
It's an empty bookcase.
Something tells me it's been empty for a long time.
A bunch of picture frames, but it's too dark to see the pictures.
It's not too dark. The frames are all empty.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're piecing things together. Okay, first, the lake.
Did you notice how much light
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
Does he now?
That's not right.
What does he remind us of? So it's apparently the tower before all of these people moved in here. And actually, if we look at it, it doesn't have the towers. Because the towers go up above the rooftop garden. And I figured there would be something right here that we couldn't get to previously. So what does he remind us of? Something which depicts the man from the photograph. This?
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, it makes sense when you know who he is.
Lord Remington? Because that was probably her dad.
Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different.
Alright, I think I got it figured out.
Let's head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last room.
I think I know what's going on here for the most part.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on, it's pitch black.
You're likely to be eaten by a guru.
But I think there's a switch. A ladder.
Want to go up?
Heck yeah. Oh, the hidden heart. We're almost there. We're almost there. So here's that crab thing. Ooh, look at this guy.
Dragon.
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one.
There's another one of those werewolves.
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3. Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not 3? You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
Yeah, I do actually. And the claws can be opened or closed.
This crab really reminds me.
That little wooden toy we found?
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think I've seen it more recently.
Let's take a look at that picture in the book. Okay, both of those claws are open and they're swung to the right. This third claw is kind of pointing up to the left. Also, Soul Bear is mentioned in the diary. Soul Bear works, impressive little thing. I have 2 now. I need 2 more. Interesting. Interesting.
Is that a crab?
It's got a
Also, crabs.
Alright. These were... Put it up like this. Kind of like that. These are open. Let's just put it up like that. I'm sure this isn't exactly right.
I guess that's wrong.
I don't think we need
What
to.
do you mean?
We have all the information we need in our case file. This crab really reminds.
That little.
Yeah, but I think I've seen it more recently.
I'm gonna have to draw it because I can't remember it long enough. That's what happens when you get old. Where's my pen? Alright, so it's the crab. And the little one's pointed up this way. Closed claws. And this one... The first arm's pointed up to the left. This one's like this with open claws. That arm's like that. Forearms like that with the claws open. Okay.
Is that a crab?
It's got
also crabs.
Okay. This arm's like this. This arm's like this. This arm's like this. This is like this.
Perfect.
There we go. A crossbow?
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Really loving that crunchy noise.
What is it?
It's a wooden pinboard, hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Ooh, these are pictures of Hawkshaw. And I know what goes here.
Who are all the people in this photo?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
A sturdy wooden frame Stusting looks several years old. A brass plaque at the base of the frame reads the Ambassadors of Mystic Mansion. The photo shows 2 women and 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 had their faces crudely covered with black ink. Is this the Remington guy from the first game? Sure looks like him.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it. An axe and some kind of hunting rifle, mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
It's missing. The crossbow.
The one that isn't there.
We've already found it. Don't worry about it.
Do those look like scratch marks to you? On the ground?
Yeah.
That was why seeing the first game afterward was interesting, yeah.
They're on the inside.
There's some kind of critter in there.
They called this room a study?
What would you call it?
The secret death chamber of doom. Centipede, millipede. How many legs has it got?
Too many.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull, I guess?
If that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
How about?
Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything written on any of it?
Not really. It's mostly blank.
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Several pages have been ripped out, but a few remain. Fifth ambassador located. Finally. Can't say I harbored any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend into the music room for experiments. It works, perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bottom, nice view. It's been mostly cleaned out, but I have what I need. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved, but I know it's time.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes. But yeah, there's something.
Black buttons. Red color scraps of fabric. And this ink dip bird feather.
Someone's been using this room.
Hooks.
Hooks.
Big hooks.
Big hooks.
Those aren't bird cages.
Yeah, Hawkshaw wears a lot of red.
Some of them are disconcertingly large.
At least they're all empty.
You sure that's a good thing?
And Hawkshaw is featured on this thing here. And pretty sure this is Hawkshaw. We're about to get some answers. The study.
I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion. But nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
Okay, this... Let's take a look. I'm not sure what that is. Yellowish green lined paper ripped from the pin.
That's definitely the right kind of paper, but none of the pages match up to what's on the pinboard.
Got anything else like... Oh, here it is. This, easy.
painting from Freya's room, and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
I know. We found them already.
We found them already.
Well, this is this.
I think that might attach the crossbow, but not this part of the crossbow.
Okay, it goes somewhere else then. So on the top, the small ends. There we go. This was this. And this was this.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery.
Now, that site belonged to Hawkshaw. The murder.
Time to solve this.
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
It was fired from above,
From
Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
There we
The
go.
attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait, the arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope, doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless...
It was already lying on her back.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too.
She'd already been killed, perhaps?
She'd already been killed.
You think so?
Maybe not.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
Okay,
I
maybe
think
not.
so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The gramophone?
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There was nothing in the gramophone.
There is something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
So what was it? Poison gas gramophone. The old PGG. Something suspicious. Alright. So what was in there? Something to do with this? Very short to cracked glass. What was in there?
That's not it.
Was it? This is the gramophone. Gramophone must have been cracked sometime in the last 2 days. What was in there? Freya's paints probably weren't in there. The gramophone was in the gramophone. No, okay. Maybe not. Potted fruit?
That's not it.
Nope. I may need to brute force this one. Trowel? It's worth a shot.
That's not it.
The empty egg?
That's not it.
What in the world would have been in that thing? Yeah, the harp statue. It has to be the
That's
harp
not
statue.
it.
You were wrong, hamster. Can't believe it.
That's not it.
Didn't think so. Is Tangle Tower inside the gramophone?
That's not it.
No.
That's not it.
Alright.
That's not it.
I'm just go through everything. Thank you, Lee. 11 months in a row. Man,
That's
we're
not
almost we're almost at a year of subs.
That's not it.
Guess what? The gramophone wasn't in the gramophone.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
Yeah, I know.
That's not it.
I am
That's not it.
totally grasping on this one. The bird book. The book
That's
was in
not
there.
it.
Okay, maybe the other book.
That's not it. That's not it.
We already did that. We did that.
That's not it.
The feathers? No.
That's not it. That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
The birds.
That's not it.
No, not the birds.
That's not it. That's not it.
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and
Oh,
Fitz both
okay.
said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. Now, I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting
It's
kind
the
of
brown note.
scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
What was affected by the powerful frequency? Freya's paints.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
The earmuffs.
They protected themselves.
How?
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How
Hiss.
did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it. There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Okay. Something suspicious.
The plant. It's in the book.
Yeah.
What?
Look.
This thing. Now what?
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
What are we looking for?
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
The answer's in here. I don't know what. red paint was swapped out with blood. Flora's not holding a knife. She's holding a red and white ink dip bird feather. Okay. Uh-oh. What you got?
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find.
The feather.
We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
We found it somewhere else.
It's in them ashes.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here.
Okay.
It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, and then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
We do? Book?
That's not it.
How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting? Was it this? How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting? Yes, I'm leaning towards the Flora's drawings.
That's not it.
No, that ain't it. How did Freya show us her intentions?
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
Okay. Okay. Yellow paint is the murderer. The murder. Huh. Okay.
The yellow paint was going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
Yellow paint isn't actually paint. Okay. Something yellow in the window of Flora's tower. Looks kind of like this yellow bird. This looks kind of like this bird.
There she is.
Okay, that's kind of creepy that it would just show up like that.
Our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did,
Oh, here's our assassin.
but she's a very good listener. Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Aha!
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
No longer hot. She's not wearing her bird dress. She's not hot. Oh, boy. Tie her hands? Yeah.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Oh, when she was the detective. Yeah, I agree. She was cooler when she was the detective. But now she's just a murderer. I didn't hear what she said.
I just need to know the truth.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy. The volition to create something from nothing. The willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Yeah, I'm a little
Weird,
confused.
isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook.
Well, that is kind of how the game
Go
works.
on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
She's a murderer. A murderer.
I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself. My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And they're
And
in the
that-
picture.
Was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end. The paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside.
This lady's got snakes in her head.
Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a mistid is?
Mistid?
Sure.
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
I'm glad she's here to tell us this whole story because this is not like what I thought it was going to be at all. Let's see.
That's not it.
Something Penny found in the study that answered her questions. Where did this?
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mistids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5, completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
What was it Professor Pointer found? Let's see. The secret research.
That's not right.
No. What was it? I forget what this is. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. I'll find it down here. Probably not the pen board. Was it the notebook? No, this is all Penny's scribblings. Was it this?
So, where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
She carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before
I miss
the
Hawkshaw.
lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
The will of Freya.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted? That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just
Fifi
the rest
is
of the
Fiona.
family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of her room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. It gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
Not really.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
That bird is creeping me out. Big time. What?
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope.
How do you know?
Because it's right here.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are
Eat
you
it.
going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
Eat it.
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
So what happens if you don't tie up Penny? Is the ending any different? I wonder. Maybe someday I'll replay this whole thing and see if the ending changes. But man, this game was good. I really enjoyed this a lot. This was a good time. I'm glad Hamster pointed these games out to me. Goodbye, Gold Beetle. Goodbye. All right. Well, that's Tangled Tower. I really hope they put out another one. That was pretty good. Thanks, Hamster. That was a lot of fun. Oh boy. But this came out last year, so it might be a little bit before they do another one, if they do another one. But I like these characters. It was a lot of fun. So that leaves us without a Monday night game. It will be called Detangled Tower. Seems a little too convenient. I think we detangled this enough. Howdy, Canoe. How are you doing? Hamster doesn't like these characters. They don't grunt enough. I'm just a little sad that my favorite character ended up not being real at all. It was just a penny disguise. I miss Hawkshaw. Yep, we've ended Tangle Tower. Tangle Tower's done. So, I'm for next Monday. No, there's no more games in this series just yet. And there's no indication that there's going to be another one. But we can hope. If there is, I'm definitely going to play it. But anyway, next Monday, I'm going to start a playthrough of OpenXCOM. And see how far I can get in that game. And we'll play it until I either win or lose. We'll see how that goes. Sounds like there's going to be guns. There's going to be, yeah, there's going to be a lot of guns. It'll be Gun Monday for a while. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. I had a good time. Hope y'all did too. This was, again, this was a good experience. I enjoyed that a lot. But now I'm gonna go over to Snow's channel. She's got why does it not show her name? Snow. Weird. It's not showing her name or the number. Yeah, we're gonna go to Snowstream. We're sending this channel over there. She's got her regular Monday night thing going with the Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's been fun to watch. Even though I have absolutely no idea what's going on, but doesn't matter. Thanks again, guys. Also, thanks for the resub, Lee. 11 months. One more month, and we'll hit that year mark. See you later, Lee. Y'all have a good night. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.